Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast. In tonight's broadcast, we're going to be talking about major Arctic air that we're going to be seeing plunging its way across the United States this evening. So let's kind of dive right into this video this evening and take a look at what we're seeing here on our area here. So this is from the Weather Prediction Center. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook that you're seeing, highlighting a large area, especially across the southeast, where we are going to be seeing below average temperatures. So this is from Wednesday, January 22nd through Sunday, January 26th. And we're expecting temperatures to be really below average across this region during this time. And the reason for that is, well, if we take a look here, let's take a look at some of our models here for the US. And we'll start with the big picture here. So this is just the GFS, just kind of showing us what we're looking at here overall as the big picture across the United States. And then we'll kind of dive in a little bit more into some of the temperatures. So really what we have here across the US is going to be, right now we've got, this is that low pressure system there that's been giving us some of those Santa Ana winds. And here's our jet stream. And right now it's been pretty mild here across much of the plains and down into the southeast, but all of that's going to change really over this weekend and into the beginning of next week. So we're going to see some rain and a system move through, and then we're going to see this big 500 millibar trough dig in right here across the south central US and really set up shop by Sunday into Monday, really bringing those cold temperatures really far south, pretty much all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Some places in the northern plains of the US could see temperatures 20 to 30 degrees, maybe even 35 degrees below normal. Up there, we could have some places where wind chills are negative 20 to 30, maybe even some places, possibly wind chills of negative 40 degrees across portions of the Dakotas. It is going to be bitterly cold. Even down here where we're at in Georgia, we're expecting temperatures for multiple days. We're talking 60 plus hours where we could be seeing some of these temperatures really struggling to get above freezing here, even in the deep south, as we head into Monday and Tuesday, especially. We'll kind of see this pattern just really not going anywhere. There's Monday, and then Tuesday, again, this trough just still dived across the eastern 2/3 of the country. And we'll have to keep an eye on Tuesday for the potential for some winter mischief across the south. The models have really been all over the place on Tuesday, some of them showing it. And really, it's going to depend on what happens here in the 500 millibar layer with if we see a little piece of energy here, kind of a low develop underneath this across the Texas coast and then kind of try and slide across or not. So right now, it's really still too early to say as far as what kind of weather we're going to be looking at here as far as winter weather for Tuesday into Wednesday. There is the potential, though, right now, I would say really there's a 20 to 30% chance of seeing some kind of winter weather. And the reason I say that is because take a look at this, okay? Let me go to our precipitation map here so you can kind of see some of the precipitation types for that time period here. So let's fast forward in time here a little bit. So this is Monday. There's that system kind of coming off. That's all that, sorry. Here we go. That's Monday. So everything's kind of clear on Monday. And then Tuesday, you can see here this system starting to develop here across the coast of Texas, right? And this is, and then it kind of disappears, so it's there for a little bit, early Tuesday morning, and then it basically disappears and then tries to reform maybe across portions of the coastal Carolinas on Wednesday, but not a whole lot here for us in Georgia with the GFS, right? So that's just one model, right? And we're going to have to keep an eye on toward the end of the week, another storm system coming through, maybe bringing some snow here to portions of the Ohio Valley, but that's for another video. Let's flip over to the Euro. Okay. So same thing with the Euro. Let's take a look. I'll show you the difference between the GFS and the Euro. So there's our system on this weekend, that rain that's going to be moving through our area, really across the southeast. Things clear out behind it. And a low tries to develop there, dragging along the coast Sunday into Monday. And then here's this low. I'm going to pause it right there. Here, this is Monday. And so here's the low out here in New Mexico that we want to see basically this piece of energy slide over here into the Gulf of Mexico and try and make something happen. There it is, going across Mexico. And then we see, you can see a little bit as we get into Tuesday down here along the Gulf, and kind of has basically a little bit of a really far southern, small winter type of event across portions of Louisiana, southern Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. And really, it's just been really too far over the map. I mean, the Euro is showing like an ice storm across basically northern Florida Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and a snowstorm going on across Myrtle Beach and things like that. And so that's the 18Z. Now, if we come back to the 12Z, which is the previous run, same model. This is the Euro. We see, again, a little bit and just really far south. So the Euro trending further south. Again, just too much discrepancies between the models. Now, interestingly enough, I don't normally do this on these videos, but I want to show you what the Icon model is showing here. Again, there are many different models from different countries, right? So the Icon model here, we kind of go through Saturday, come into Sunday, and then here's Tuesday. The Icon model shows a much bigger storm coming across Georgia and Alabama on Tuesday. Again, still kind of ridiculous on the freezing rain across the southern half of Georgia, snow further north. But that's why I say you really can't rule out these, the chance for winter weather. I would say the probability is still pretty low right now because of the inconsistency that we've seen in the models. So I'd say, you'll see some people saying, we were thinking a 50% chance, but now today with this inconsistency, I'd say we're back to a 30% chance of seeing a southern snowstorm across the southern U.S. The cold air is definitely going to be in place. The question is there going to be precipitation overland, or is that frontal system going to move too far south and a low doesn't develop across the Gulf of Mexico? Even if there is precipitation, the other question is, because of how cold that this system is going to be, there is going to be a lot of dry air. And so as that precipitation is falling through the layers of the atmosphere, it can dry it out and basically melt the snow that's falling through before it even reaches the ground. So there's also that potential as well. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens here with this system. So let me show you another thing here that I wanted to show you, which is this guy here. So this is the Weather Prediction Center winter weather outlook. And so I'm just going to kind of take it day by day here. across this. So day 1, day 2, and these are the probabilities. Day 3, nothing. Day 4. Day 5, you can see that area there here across Texas and Louisiana. Again, 10 to 30% on Tuesday. And then day 6, as we get into Wednesday, again, still 10 to 30, wide area of 10 to 30% chance, and a darker area, 30 to 50% chance there, maybe along eastern Carolinas there. So interesting to see that and this is the probability of melted snow and sleet greater than 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So, and then day 7 still kind of moving off. So again, I do think that really the big story is going to be these temperatures that we're going to be seeing across a large portion of the country. I mean, as we get into, you can see it here. Look at this. As we get into, Monday, we're talking some temperatures here. I mean, -19 in the Dakotas, -20. So negative temperatures up here for overnight Sunday into Monday morning. Even down here, we're looking at just the lower 20s, even down here in Georgia. So look how much of the country is going to be experiencing some of its coldest air. I mean, even here around Green Bay, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, about -1. So the northern plains here going to be experiencing absolutely frigid temperatures. And as we take this out in time, we see that it just continues to stay there and be reinforced Tuesday. That's Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. And then we come into Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. So still just these really, really cold temperatures for three consecutive days. Even here in the South, portions of like Tennessee into Kentucky, northern Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, some of those places are going to struggle to break above freezing, if by very much at all. Now, obviously, you see across Texas, it's a little bit of a different story in the afternoon on that Tuesday, the 21st. But it is going to be really, 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 really cold, really for the foreseeable future, for the next, really most of next week, Monday through at least Thursday. By Thursday and into Friday, we'll start to see a little bit of reprieve, especially across the South. Temperatures getting back up into the 40s there across Oklahoma, over into Arkansas, down into southern half of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and even over toward coastal South Carolina. But I mean, we're still talking temperatures, highs, possibly still in the single digits on Thursday, even across portions of the northern plains, and even only in the teens and 20s. So not even breaking the freezing mark for a large portion of the country, really Monday through Thursday. So we're gonna have to keep a really close eye on this cold. This is where, yes, we're all, especially here in the South, we all want to see another snowstorm. That would be pretty insane, getting back-to-back snowstorms here in the same month. But the cold is going to be definitely the huge story here. So make sure you're observing what we call the 4 Ps. Make sure that you are protecting yourself, protect people that you know, protect your pipes, right? Anything outdoors or on exterior walls, make sure you're dripping those faucets. Keep the water running overnight, just a slow drip. That helps protect those pipes from freezing up and bursting and causing big problems. If you have any sensitive plants, make sure to bring those indoors or in a garage or something like that, right? To protect any sensitive plants. And then your pets. Do not leave your pets out in the freezing cold. Dogs, cats, any pets that you can bring indoors, definitely do that during those really cold overnight hours, and even some during the day, because in some of these places, like I was showing you, we're not going to get above the freezing mark for possibly, 60 hours plus. So it is going to be brutally, bitterly cold here across a large portion of the U.S. The first half of next week with these overnight temperatures. I mean, negative 15 degrees. Let's take a look at the wind chills. Look at these wind chills that we're talking, because I was just showing you the ground temperatures. But I mean, we're talking wind chills here, even starting this weekend, potentially negative 30, negative, getting close to negative 40 here across a portion of the Dakotas, even down into places like Chicago, wind chills in the single digits. It is going to be a Arctic blast of air that comes through here this week with these wind chills. Even in places like Columbus, Ohio, on Tuesday, wind chill of negative 10, in the teens here across Iowa. So if the cold doesn't get you, we're going to have these really strong winds in place as well because of these compact, because of this big high pressure system that we've got right here that's going to be dropping down. And look at our isobars here that we have on Wednesday. Look how tightly packed these isobars are. That's going to be driving those strong northwest winds, which is really going to make it feel bitterly cold as we get into the first half of next week. So definitely make sure that that you've got a plan in place for this week to protect yourself, your property, and your pets and those pipes and different things like that. So it is going to be cold. Be sure to stay with us. If you are new to the channel, thank you for tuning in this evening to our live stream. Be sure to hit that like button on this video, share it with a friend that needs to see it, and be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks for watching. We'll do another video tomorrow evening as we get more updates on the Arctic cold and the potential for our winter storm. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.